Have you ever wondered why Te Fiti resembles Moana so much in the Disney movie? Well, today I'm about to find out why. Hello internet, my name is the Hero. One thought that I never got fully answered was why Te Fiti's resemblance looked like Moana so much. But that, ladies and gentlemen, changes today, because I think I finally found my answer. But to understand where I'm coming from, let's go back to the beginning of the movie. You know how most stories start. So Moana is chosen at an early age to be the one that is supposed to return the heart to Te Fiti. It's crazy that the ocean would choose her so early, but just wait, there's more to this. So she grows up and Grandma Tala gives her the heart and tells her that she must be the chosen one, right? Probably one of the craziest things you can ever hear as a human being. I'd probably be like, "You're insane loco, Grandma Tala." Like literally, I'm just a kid. But either way, Moana has this urge to go out and explore the ocean, so why not take the heart and do it yourself, right? Well, wrong, because things go absolutely horrible. Because as we know, during this trip, she gets lost, right? She gets into the ocean and she cannot figure out what she needs to do. And honestly, this would be too much for an adult, let alone a kid. So what is the logical choice? She asks the ocean for help. You know, because she's best friends with the ocean. I mean, if there's anything to be best friends with, it's the one thing that we do not know enough about and is probably one of the scariest places on Earth. And so the ocean helps her the only way it can, by killing her. Yeah, saying that out loud seems very crazy because it's a Disney movie, but trust me. There's a logical reason for all of this, okay? The hero isn't just loco like Grandma Tala. What if I told you that the ocean knew exactly what Moana had to go through? Because obviously the ocean itself knows Te Fiti, and the only way to reach her is that it knew that Moana would have to go through multiple different planes of existence to get to the end of her destiny, the end of her journey to return the heart. And there's plenty of facts to back this up. Well, first off, when Moana does die by the ocean, she is able to do superhuman things afterwards. A prime example would be when she met Maui and Maui trapped her, she was able to push over a huge statue by just her own strength. I'm sorry, but I don't think any teenager is able to do that. That statue looked heavy. I think you would have to have superhuman strength to do that. But you might be saying, okay, but Hero, that was just pure luck. It's, you know, it's a Disney animation. Okay, I'll give you that one. Fine. But what about this one? When she is on her journey with Maui, she enters the realm of monsters. And let alone the name itself should probably scare the crap out of you. But there's more to the realm of monsters than even what is said. In the movie, Maui does say that no human can enter the realm of monsters, yet Moana does. And she dies from a huge distance of height that a normal person, if they were to hit the surface area of the water, you would most likely be hitting concrete. Like there's no way a human would survive that fall. Yet here's little Moana, she survives somehow. But the craziest piece of evidence is what actually comes from the creators of Moana themselves. Because during the press tour and special features of the movie, the creators actually talk about the realm of monsters being the Underworld. And the Underworld, according to Polynesian culture, is a place where supernatural beings are alive and well. Hint, no humans. So it literally makes no sense why Moana would even get there. Even Maui thinks that she dies when she falls through.
Well, she's dead.
And let's not even touch on the amazing fight that she has with the pirates of the coconut people. And I use coconut people here because we know that they use coconuts as armor and face masks, but we really don't know what they look like. They just aren't human. And yes, she could have easily been training for years of being able to escape and do the feats that she did while fighting these coconut people, but let's be honest, it makes no sense to me. She didn't even want to be the princess of the island that she was a part of, you know? Which brings me to my next point of like, she didn't run into any other human or animal since the storm. You could argue that Heii was a part of the journey, right? But there's more to Heii than we know. Heii himself is a demigod, and that's for another theory video. Plus, he went through the same thing that she did, so the only people that Moana ends up talking to the rest of the movie is Maui, who's a demigod, Grandma Tala as a spirit, the little coconut people that aren't human, so who knows what they are. They could have been demons from the underworld, and the demigod Te Fiti when she does return the heart. I think I'm onto something. And let's not forget that she parts the ocean, granted, probably with the ocean's help, but it is very much a godlike power that no one else probably could do. But the biggest piece of evidence is that in the beginning of the movie, we see her actually get trapped in the ocean when she does go out, and the reef actually hurts her foot, as we see Grandma Tala actually see the wound. boom. But she never ever gets hurt again after all the things that she goes through after the storm. Almost like she's protected by something.
Coincidence? I think not!
Now, some might argue that the heart of Te Fiti could protect whoever holds it, and that's a great theory because I have that exact same theory. But let's say that doesn't work, right? Let's say that the heart of Te Fiti is literally just a stone that can only bring life back to the Te Fiti, right? There has to be an explanation for all of what Moana goes through. But at this point, you're probably like, okay, hero, why didn't the ocean just do it itself? Why did it need Moana's help? Why did it choose one of Te Fiti's people, Moana? Well, first, we must talk about what Te Fiti's people means. Because if you remember, Te Fiti was able to create all of life on the island, including the humans, meaning that most of the humans that are on the island were descendants of Te Fiti, which would make Moana a descendant, as one of her parents has to be a descendant of Te Fiti itself. Yeah, I know the family tree can get very confusing. But as we know from real life, apparently we're all God's children, right? So why wouldn't they be all of Te Fiti's children? You see where I'm going? Well, to answer the question of why the ocean didn't do it itself is because it couldn't. The reason why is we see later in the movie when Te Kā is fighting Maui and Moana that Te Kā can't enter the ocean because it actually starts hurting it, killing it. So if the ocean tried to do it itself, it would only end up killing Te Kā and in turn killing Te Fiti, which that couldn't happen because we needed life everywhere else. And so the ocean had to choose one of the descendants of Te Fiti to do this because they would have the demigod genes inside of their DNA. And there just happens to be one that looks almost exactly like Te Fiti, Moana. After saying all this, now I'm like, the ocean is actually really smart. And we know that there's only two ways to become a demigod in the Moana universe. You can either have a mom or dad who is a god and the other one human, or you have to die, kind of like Maui did in the beginning of the movie when his own parents threw him into the ocean and the ocean had to save him, much like they did when Moana asked for help and it saved her. Man, this is just crazy. It all connects. It just makes sense. And of course, Moana has real human parents, so she had to die. And because of one of them being a descendant over time, Moana had the DNA to do so. The godlike abilities inside of her just had to be awakened. Now that I'm thinking about that, awakened and dying is completely different, but it all makes sense, trust me. And because the ocean was so smart, it knew about Moana, it knew what Moana had, and it knew that Moana also resembled the god herself, Te Fiti. So what better person to choose than the one that absolutely looks like the god that you would be saving? It honestly just makes sense. Now, you could argue that this is all just gibberish and the hero's going crazy and everyone that makes theories are absolutely insane. But I live off of theories, and these are some thoughts that I've had in my brain for so long, and to finally get them out into the world makes me feel so much better. So let me know in the comments below, do you think this is something that actually happened to Moana? Is this something that could actually be plausible in the movie? Or is it just a theory? I think I've heard that somewhere. Either way, I know you guys love Disney theories, so check out this one right here. You guys will like that one just as much as this one. And until the next video, bye-bye.